everyone, and welcome back to another short flow with me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Rosie and I will be your teacher for this class. If you know the channel regularly, you'll know that these videos are kind of a short snippet of what I've been teaching in person. So I teach regularly in London. So these videos are kind of a short snapshot of the themes that I've been teaching in class this week. So we're going to actually start in a kneeling position. So when you're ready, just come into a kneeling position at the back of your mats. Option to sit up on a bolster or a block if that feels comfortable. And when you get here, just allowing yourself to ground down, closing down through the eyes, dropping chin down to chest and taking hands onto the thighs. Hands down, so palms facing down, grounding here. And we're going to be looking today at this idea of safety within our practice. So normally our yoga practice is somewhere where we come to where we allow ourselves to feel held. We allow ourselves to be more in tune with our emotions, to be more in tune with our breath and our body. And it's our space to explore our inner landscape. So this idea of safety really flows in, of allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, to check in honestly and truthfully. So just for a second now, taking the hands, crossing the arms over and taking hands onto opposite shoulders. Maybe giving a squeeze of the upper arms. So finding almost a hug here, eyes closed. And feel in to that idea of being safe, that idea of feeling held. We hold ourselves in our practice. Our community also holds us within our practice. So anyone practicing with us, anyone teaching us, anyone we are learning from. Feeling into that idea of safety. And there is an amazing quote by the poet Rumi that reads, "Open your hands if you want to be held." So it's this idea of opening to surrender, to allow yourself to feel safe. So you might choose to ask yourself here, if I felt completely safe, what would I ask for? What would I need? What would I be able to give to my body? Maybe allow your mind to wander over those ideas. And with the hands staying on the arms, just starting here to welcome in some gentle movements. So it might simply be the head and the neck starting to move. Might be super small. Might simply be stillness, if the stillness is what's calling to you, staying there for a little while longer. And when the head, the neck starts to move, we start opening. And maybe this movement then starts to grow bigger. So we keep those hands on the shoulders for a few breaths longer. And we start to move through the torso, through the upper body. So maybe starting to take circles. And you can keep the eyes closed here. So we allow ourselves to drop into sensation. There's no right or wrong. Moving away from how things look, dropping into how they feel. And maybe that movement now is starting to get bigger. And we just take those hands, we take an interlace through fingers and reach the arms up above the head. And reaching up, maybe we start to find circles here as well. So using those arms to guide the rest of the body. You're taking those circles, working in both directions. And it might be now that you gently start to flutter those eyes open. So we're opening up, warming up through the spine, through the upper body. Few more breaths here and then just releasing the hands, drawing them down. Taking a big roll of the shoulders, the shoulders going up towards the ears on the inhale. As you exhale, let them roll back. So imagining those shoulder blades moving down the back. As we inhale here, sweeping those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, palms come down together, Anjali Mudra, pushing together. And the next inhale that we find, we rise up to a high kneeling position. Take that gaze to the hands. Exhale, we sweep hands behind us. Palms of the hands up towards the sky, forehead to the mat. Take a second here in child's pose. So allow the arms to drop down, allow everything to be heavy, a few breaths here. Checking in, you might even take a releasing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go. And we're going to be staying quite close to the ground for this practice, finding that connection with the earth. When we're ready on the inhale, just start to reach hands, fingertips forwards to the front of the mats. And we roll the body up almost like a wave, and then as we exhale, we draw back down to the mat, finding our bellies. As we inhale, head, neck, shoulders lift, baby cobra. Maybe those hands come off the mats. And as we exhale, hands come back down, we tuck under toes, rolling it back, downward facing dog. From here, taking a pause, checking in. It might be here that you start to take some pedaling out through the feet. First downward dog of the practice, maybe first downward dog of the day. So take whatever movement feels good. Maybe it's through the head, through the shoulders, through the neck. So making this a stretchy one, stretchy down dog. And when we come back, then just dropping knees forwards, untucking toes. And the next inhale that we find, we sweep hands behind us, lift through the chest, take the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, we round through that back. Chin drops down to chest. And as we inhale, hands come to rest on the thighs, back to neutral. When we're ready, coming into an easy twist, just neutralizing out through that spine. So taking right hand over to the left knee, left fingertips behind us. Might be that the gaze goes all the way behind. It might be that it's a little bit softer this morning, so maybe just down to the side. Every inhale here, that opportunity to lift. Every exhale, that opportunity to twist that little bit deeper. So we stay with the breath even through the stillness. One more inhale here. Exhale, working round to the other side. Right hand coming behind us, left hand to right knee. Remembering to find that lift with the inhale. Breathing in here. Exhale, release back through center. And we're going to lift those arms up again, sweep them above the head. Exhale, draw down. Inhale, we lift up, high kneeling. Exhale, sweep it back, child's pose, but just one breath here. As we inhale, fingertips reach forwards, we roll the body down again. Find the belly, find the exhale, and as we inhale, we lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, we tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. From here, as we inhale, right leg sweeps up towards the sky, three-legged dog. As we exhale, we take the right foot to the outside of the right hand, we land in our lizard. So we're going to be working around the mat in a mandala, so we're pushing down through the hands, pushing down through the feet. We might swivel that right foot out slightly, maybe pick up the hands and place them back down. Find that position that works for you, and then when you're ready, we inhale, right arm comes up, find an easy twist. Extending through those fingertips, gazing up. We breathe in here, and as we exhale, we cactus through that arm, take the gaze up towards the sky. Finding that slight twist, that slight opening through the chest. When we're ready, inhale. Exhale, the right arm starts to come back down. We keep that bend through the right leg as we turn around, find our skandasana. So it might be that you're up on the right toes, left leg out long. Maybe you take hands to heart center. We just take a breath here. So one inhale. Exhale, we take hands down. We use those hands to help us come over to the other side. So we're taking a bend through the left leg, right leg long, skandasana again. Option always again to take a block underneath the seats. And then we work the hands around. So we turn to face towards the back of our mats, hands to the inside of the left leg, and we step that left foot back. Take a vinyasa here, so knees and chest as we did before, or your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we complete that mandala. So when we're ready, we inhale, right leg comes up again. Exhale, right foot to the outside of the right hand. Find our lizard. This time, option to come down onto the forearms if that feels nice. Option also to drop that back leg, and the back leg can be dropped if you're up on the hands or on the forearms. So just 2 or 3 breaths, whichever variation works for you. And then again, as we inhale, we peel that right arm up, find the easy twist. And maybe you find that cactus of the arm. Take that chest up towards the sky slightly. Breathe in here. Exhale, take that right hand down. We keep that bend through the right leg. We swivel, so we're turning to the other side of our mats, finding our Skandasana on this side. Just a breath here, inhaling. Exhale, pushing down through that right foot. We come over to the other side, bend through the left leg, straighten through the right. Take a breath here, breathe in. Exhale, pad those fingertips around to the inside of the left foot, facing the front of the mat again. Step that left foot back and take your vinyasa. Option as well, always, to just skip a vinyasa. Come straight into that downward facing dog. Exhale, draw back. Just a few breaths here to check in. Notice how the body is feeling, notice how the breath is feeling. Maybe you've got movement, maybe stillness, maybe a few breaths in child's pose. Starting now on the other side, so we push down through that right leg as we inhale, left leg sweeps up behind us, 3-legged dog. As we exhale, left leg to the outside of the left hand, or left foot to the outside of the left hand, lift through the chest here. Taking a big breath in. Pushing down through that right hand, peeling left arm up, extending through fingertips, gazing up, easy twist. Lengthening through that hand on the exhale, finding that opening. Cactusing through the arm, chest lifting up towards the sky. Breathing in. Exhale, we take that left hand down and we come into our Skandasana, left hand side. Option this time to take hands to heart center. Maybe you've got fingertips down to support you. If it feels good, you might walk fingertips forwards and then drop the head down. So finding a little bit more of a stretch, so we stay up on the fingertips. Allow head to hang heavy. One more breath here. If you've got fingertips forwards, walking them back. And then pushing down through that left leg, we switch over to the other side. Bending through that right leg, and again, option, hands to heart center, gazing up towards the sky. Hands down to supports, or reaching fingertips forward, so coming into a forward fold. One last breath. Reaching hands back in if they're out, and we pivot to face the back of the mat, hands coming to the inside of the right foot. We step that right foot back, work through our vinyasa, so we're in our high plank. Option to come straight to down dog, or to work through knees and chest, or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, tuck under toes, roll it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here, and then left leg sweeps up. 3-legged dog as we exhale, left foot to the outside of the left hand. We push down through those hands, lifting through the chest. Option here to come down onto the forearms if that feels good. Maybe you drop the back knee. Be playful here, explore. So we come back to that idea of safety. It's safe to be in any position here, so check in with where works for you. Maybe you've got the chest lifted, but you drop the head. Always finding the variation that works. It's your practice. Wherever you are, toes tucking back under, coming back onto the hands. We peel that left arm up towards the sky, easy twist. Extend through the hand, and then we find that cactus, chest up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. And we pivot round, finding our Skandasana, left hand side, right leg long. So many options here. So maybe you find that block for support, maybe the hands are there for supports. Option as well to find that bind if you want to. Lifting through the chest, taking that gaze up towards the right hand side of the room. Wherever you are, releasing, drawing arms back in, using those hands to help you, pushing up over to the other side, bend through the right leg, straightening through the left. And again, option to find the bind, hands to heart center, forward fold. Maybe just finding that support. Breathing in here. As we exhale, finding a release from wherever you are. Turning round, hands to the inside of the right foot, framing. We step the right foot back, straight to down dog or into your vinyasa. Inhale, up dog or child's. Exhale, tuck under toes, roll it back. And then from here, as soon as we arrive in that down dog, taking knees down, we're going to take a wide leg child's pose, so releasing through the toes. Reaching arms long out in front, forehead coming down to the mat. Noticing sensation through hip, through groin. An option here to either stay in this wide leg with the arms reaching out long, or to take a more restorative version, just draw those hands back towards the head, elbows out to the side, find some space for the upper body, for the shoulders, so your choice. Noticing if through these stiller holds the mind becomes busy. Thoughts, feelings, whatever they may be, popping up. And we can really take these moments of quiet to allow ourselves to explore our inner landscape, to explore the mind and how it's working. So knowing that if there is anything that's coming up, it's likely coming up for a reason. So we don't have to ignore it. We can allow the mind to wander, to sit with whatever may be there. And then when you're ready, and only when you're ready, drawing that attention, that awareness back to the breath, back to the body. Next inhale that we find, we're going to slowly start to lift the head, peeling away. And we use those hands again to roll us forward and down onto the belly. Taking hands down onto the mat, so elbows underneath shoulders, palms grounding down, arriving in our Sphinx. We might take feet a little bit wider than hip distance, find some space for the lower back, for the spine. Lifting up through the head. Just a few breaths here, open chest, open hearts. And then taking that left hand in towards the middle, we're going to take a bend through the right leg. So we've got glutes, legs switched on, right foot, right toes pointed, an option to just stay here. So this is quite active, we've got everything working. Or if you wish, you can take that right hand behind you, maybe finding a clasp of the foot and gently tugging down, so just deepening that stretch slightly. Noticing how that feels through the quad, through the leg. One more breath in here. Exhale, gently finding that release, so not letting the leg ping back. And then taking right hand into center, left foot draws in, keeping everything active, keeping the chest lifted. And an option to take that left hand round, find the foot, and gently tug towards you. Gaze still forwards here, chest still lifted. So you might check in with that right hand, see how it feels to push down through the hand. Find that lift through the chest. Inhale, breathing in here. Exhale, gently releasing. Taking a second to lower body down to the mat, just a breath here. Neutralizing out through that spine, so allowing it to come to neutral. And then using those hands to push the body up. We allow the hips to go up towards the sky, And then when we arrive here, we walk those fingertips forwards, forehead coming down to the mat, finding Anahatasana, puppy or open heart pose. We won't be here for too long. So just noticing how this feels through the shoulders, through the upper body and the arms. You might have forehead down to the mat, or to deepen, you might take that chin down to the mat, knowing that you can always move away, come back to the forehead. If it really feels too much, you can always drop back into a child's pose as well. So remembering that this is your practice, finding what works for you. So a few more breaths here, Anahatasana, or if you feel like it, use those hands to just draw those hips back, come into a narrow leg child's pose. Next breath, wherever you are, Anahatasana or child's, just coming back to kneeling, so drawing hands towards you. And just taking a second here again in kneeling, chin drop down to chest. Take some movement through the neck. So as you inhale, taking the right ear around to the right shoulder. As you exhale, dropping chin back through center. Inhale, left ear up towards left shoulder. Keeping with this steady movement, moving between the two sides, or maybe you even start to drop the head all the way back, opening through the throat as well. Just noticing how that feels. And then calming back to a seated position. So keeping the eyes closed and using those hands to help you maybe come into cross-legged or kneeling, wherever works for you. When you arrive here, eyes still closed, just taking those hands again, crossing through the arms, hands onto opposite shoulders. So you might check in with those intentions from the start of practice. How would I practice if I felt totally safe? To explore, to play. Few breaths here, few moments of stillness. How does it feel to have those arms wrapped around you in that hug? Notice the breath. Has it changed from the start of practice? Maybe it stayed the same. If it has, we welcome that in, always welcoming the body exactly where it is. Taking one more inhale here, breathing in through the nose. And as you exhale, release those hands, palms facing up onto the knees. So we uncross the arms, take the palms up. This is our sign of surrender. So we allow ourselves to feel into that vulnerability, allow ourselves to feel held. We started the class with palms facing down, and we end with this opening. One more breath here in through the nose. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Gently flutter open eyelids, taking a soft gaze out in front. And just taking a moment here as we come back to the room to thank ourselves for finding the time to practice, but then also thanking our amazing lineage of teachers that have come before us. Slowly now finding that movement, drawing yourself back into the physical space, taking your time here to come back. So thank you everyone for practicing today. Really hope you enjoyed this flow. It's one that I love coming back to ground and to center. If you did like it, please share it with anyone that it might be helpful to. Like, comment, tell me how you got on with it. Also open to complete requests, so if anybody wants any specific videos, let me know. And I hope to see you again soon.